Hi, my name is Sue and I like to go camping, and my husband usually comes with me. So, what I've found out is there's four things actually that I cannot camp without, and I'm going to tell you about them. First up is my vacuum, my hand fan. Isn't that cute? It looks like a little bear. And it opens up. It's very handy. It's USB rechargeable. It also doubles as a flashlight. There it goes. And so you just hold on the button extra long and it turns it off and on. But that little button there starts the fan, and it's got two settings, and it's great for when you're having a menopause. Actually, I carry this one with me almost all the time because every once in a while you need a cool breeze. And it's great when you're camping, not only just to keep you cool, but also to keep the bugs off. Bugs, their wings, apparently, mosquitoes and so forth, they don't like the wind. And so a fan blowing on you helps keep them off. So that's handy. And as I said, it's USB rechargeable. Plus, if you, in a pinch, let's turn it off here, you can actually use it to charge up your iPhone. So a lot of uses. I love gadgets that have more than one use. I need this right now. Oh, and it also will sit down on a shelf somewhere. It's handy. I like handy stuff. So this summer we had heat wave after heat wave after heat wave. And I used to think I could easily live in Florida, but if I did, I'd have to have air conditioning. And you don't have air conditioning in the tent, although there are portable units, but that's beside the point. So what I did is I remembered that I have a battery pack for my hand-powered drill and sander, which I use in woodworking. And I realized that I could actually buy a fan to go with it. So here's the battery pack. It's rechargeable. Just plug it in the wall. It doesn't last a really long time, but this is handy for with its different settings. 1, 2, 3. Here's 3, and here's 2. Number 1 is even quieter, and you can move it around like this. The other day, I spilled a drink of water on my carpet, and I was able to put it in a down position to help dry up the carpet. But camping is great. So we've used this sitting in our lawn chairs, and we'll put it in front of us, not only to keep us cool, but also to keep the bugs off of us. So depends what setting you want to use. I have also used it when I'm setting up the tent because I tend to get really hot. I think it's a menopause thing, age senior thing, don't know. But I do know that I really sweat up a lot when I'm setting up the tent. So I've been known to carry this around, especially on some of those heat wave days, just to have a cool down in between picking up things, or even just having it blowing on me if there's no natural breeze. So this one's really handy, and I love the fact that it's portable, very portable. The next fan I have had with me for a long time, and I think I originally bought it for home when I was menopause. I still am. I'm 71. It's going to be with me till they put me in the grave. That coffin's really hot. Yeah, I know. She's menopause. I won't be cold in the grave, that's for sure. Anyways, it's a little Honeywell fan, and I think right now they're about $25. You turn it on with that, and it runs. I let it run on my Jackery. So you do have to plug it into something. It's a USB plug, and I have put that in between, like we sleep in the Honda, so I put it in between us so that it blows air and circulates air in the Honda. Of course, the Honda is attached to the tent on the back, and if you haven't seen that, look at other videos. You'll see that. So, and I keep this running. I keep it running even during the day when we're not in the vehicle or the tent, because it just helps circulate air, and it's such a small fan for that purpose. But you know, I have ran this steady on my Jackery, using my Jackery. I ran it steady night and day for 4 days once, and it still never ran out. So the Jackery, that's a whole other video, right? I'd love it if Jackery would sponsor me or let me be an affiliate and send me
more high-powered Jackery. This is the entry level, and they don't even sell this one anymore, but lasts. It really lasts. And so this fan just stays on the whole time. And it's great. Also keeps the bugs off. You know, one of the reasons, not just circulating the air in the vehicle, but I thought, what if a mosquito gets in and I didn't see and it lands on me or it's buzzing around my ears when I'm trying to sleep? This is my insurance. I know as long as the fan is blowing some air over us, it doesn't have to be on us, but over us, then it's going to keep the bugs off as well. So it's a great bug fan. And finally, we have the Honeywell, which I'm going to be using in a few days when we go camping. And this is a heater and it's a fan. And I got it through Amazon. I don't know what the price is anymore because the prices of everything has seemed to gone up, changing at the times. But I remember one night we set it up on a pedestal. I have two cubbies, and it goes parallel, like within the Honda. So it's in the tent area, but it's blowing warm air into the Honda when we're sleeping. So one night, Stanley decided he's going to be in charge of this, and he set it up. And when he woke up in the night, about 4 in the morning, actually, he says, "I'm really cold." Now, I was pretty good. I have this internal heater. But he was cold, so he cuddled in with me, and I helped warm him up. And then I found out in the morning that when he had done this turning on the fan, he had turned on just the airflow. So there is just simply an airflow to this without the heater, and he forgot to turn on the heat. So no wonder he was cool. You know, sometimes even in summer, it was in May, so it was one of our first camping experiences. And it wasn't too cool at night, probably got down to 12, 15 centigrade. But that's cold enough that you feel it on your face, even though you're cuddled up in your sleeping bag. I'm losing voice. Come on, keep going. Anyway, he forgot to turn the heater part on. So now I make sure I'm in charge of that. So there's 4 different settings there. One is just simply the fan, and the other 2 were for high and low of the fan. And then this, of course, not of course, but this is your temperature dial, whatever you want it to be at. And it's electric, so you have to have an electric site when you're camping to plug it in. But that's like one of the first things. Set up the tent, get the electricity into the corner of the tent, make sure we're plugged in with the heater, fridge. And those are probably the only 2 things we use. One time I took my coffee maker, I took a toaster, but the more we camp, the more simple and practical we try to be. So those are my 4 favorite fans. And believe it or not, I use, except for the heater, I use the other 3, the Ryobi, the little fan and the hand fan. I use them at home all the time. In the summertime, we don't have central air conditioning. So we had this guy on us. And I was thinking, like, probably next year I'll buy an extra battery pack because it lasts about, we'll put it on the low setting and it'll last us at least overnight. So probably 7 hours running, which is not too bad when you think of it. If you put it on number 3, the highest setting, it's only about 4 hours. So that's it. You just figure out which setting you're going to use, which one you really need. I found that number 1, the lowest setting, was enough to just circulate air. So works well. So there you have it. 4 things that I absolutely cannot do without. They go in every camping list, every packing up, every camping trip that we take. So I had to laugh one evening because my husband said all of these fans move air, right? So he said, the best way I like to move air is walking. I'm like, oh, you mean gas? So that works too. And back to it, nature has her own moving of air most times. So let me know if there's something that you feel you just cannot go camping without. You have to bring it along. It's an absolute. And if you use any fans, I'd like to hear what kind of fans you use, because there's all different kinds. And you know, every year I try to buy at least one extra something to add to our camping gear, as long as it's not too big and hopefully has dual purpose and is streamlined. It doesn't take up too much room. So we have an item or a little spot in our vehicle for every one of these things as we pack our vehicle. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story. About a year ago, we were camping and 4 days camping, and I thought, there's something I wish I had for our camping trips. And I thought the cost, and I said, nah, it's probably never going to happen. But I still kind of wished for it. Now, somebody somewhere, I think maybe it was Disney, said wishes can come true. Well, my wish came true last week. Something arrived at my door, and I said, now I have one, and I can't wait to use it. And it's going to be in our next camping video, so make sure you watch. And in the meantime, see if you can guess what it might be. Something I wished for, and my wish came true.